G'day all and welcome to Murder Valley. Haven't put a video up for about a month, so I'm just going to run over what I've been pretty busy. I just haven't been making videos. So let's talk about this. So I went up to Shropshire Slots for a Wampy race. There's about 20 blokes in it. It was like a 2-race enduro thing. Like, yeah, that's a Wampy if you don't know. So it's 132 scale length and 124 scale width. So there's a little inline car, non-mag sort of thing. Used to love racing them back in the 90s. Loving the opportunity to be able to get up to Shropshire Slots to be able to run those. But yeah, back onto hoe stuff. So one of the things, I picked up some stuff from Andy, who's a guy who's not too far from where I live, and I've picked up all his stuff because he's got a lot of stuff that needs, like he's got cars and collection, everything he wants to sell, but a lot of the cars need a bit of work because someone's messed with them in the past. They got wrong wheels, blah blah blah. They need shimming, and I just looked at the amount of cars there was, and I went, some of these cars need to be shimmed out to be made run properly because I don't like selling things that don't run right. So I thought, how can I solve this? Because if you've seen any of my old videos, I've sat there and made shims. Anyway, so I've come up with a better way. I bought a bit of technology. I bought myself a 3D printer, and what I've ended up doing is I've designed through want and need, because they used to make things like this in for Wampies, and I used to be able to buy stuff like this back in the 90s. Just a little parts tree with different thickness shims on it, and it was really handy for setting a car up because you knew they were the same side to side, and you just cut them out and put them on. So this is what I have done. So this ranges from 0.5 to 0.75 to 1 mil to 1.5 to 2, 2.5 and 3 mil. 3 mil and 2.5 is probably not going to be used real often, but you never know. So I've done that. Okay. So I just thought, oh, what about front axles? So front axles to bring Wampies out, Wampies, Tammy turbos, etc. out, don't need to be super wide. So they're all they're all 0.5 of a millimeter wide. And then I've also made another kit that concentrates mainly on just narrower ones. This is just going to make life a lot easier for me with putting cars together, etc. So what it's for? Here's a Tammy turbo I've already installed a shim in. You can just see that very fine orange line. So this one actually didn't need a full 0.5, so I've given it a light sand. But that gear mesh is beautiful now. And as you'll see, this one, so if I hold the axle over to the right, it's good, but if I hold it over to the left, it doesn't even make contact. So what I've done is I've made a little feeler gauge. So these are printed out in the same thicknesses as what the actual shims are, and it goes over the axle. So it tells you straight up. So that's actually a 0.5. So this is how, actually, before I pull this apart, let's give you a listen to what this beautiful thing sounds like. I can't. It doesn't have pickup shoes. Doesn't matter. Even if it doesn't make your car run faster putting a shim in, because it doesn't always, just having a shim in it will make your car last longer because it makes your gear mesh better, and then you're not chewing teeth out for the sake of. So I've got one here, I've already cut one off. That's got fluff in there. This really is an old chassis that I have just pulled straight out of my spare parts. I was just looking for one with bad mesh. You know what? Just can't seem to find one with a really bad. As soon as I go to do a tutorial on how to install a shim, etc., I can't find a chassis that massively needs one. Yeah, look, it's still got a notchy tooth in it because it's got damage from before, but that, blind Freddy could see how much better that is now. So that's the benefits of it. Now I can hear you saying, if you're watching this and you don't have tools like wheel pullers and presses to pull the cars apart and put them back together, you're going to go, well, what about me, because this is useless. Well, it just so happens that AFX makes a car that you can't take the wheels off. I mean, you can pull the backs off, but not the front. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not real happy. If I was going to race that, I wouldn't be real happy to race that. So this is actually my race car, the one I'm racing currently. And I've made little shims. And if you look, there's gaps in them. So they actually clip on and clip off. And I've also made two spacer sets for front and back. So all the fronts are the same width because the wheels are all the same gap, and then there's just some small spaces. And depending on the chassis you get, depends on exactly how good or bad the gear mesh is. But some of them are a bit, I don't know. This one's good. And like, this is a brand new one. Pick up shoes that have gone off. Yeah, so that one's actually quite good, but the front is a bit ordinary. So let's do a demonstration of how to install the fronts. Now, this might cause some swear words trying to video this. Little things that need to clip on. Come on. So using the feeler gauge, in total, if you just push the whole thing across, it goes up. Now it's on the, so that's 0.5, 0.75, 1, 1.5. So 1.5 divided by 2 is 0.75, but I was messing around with it last night and found that 0.75 and even 0.7 is too wide. I've gone 0.55 on the printer and it worked really well. There we go, clipped on. Didn't have to damage the axle. Where's the one I just cut? Here it is. And obviously it's exactly the same thing for the back. So just a little bit of positive pressure on the wheel just to hold it. And there you go, it just clips straight in. And look at that. Hey, look at that. So yeah, I've got a lot more things in the works. I didn't announce, I've had the 3D printer for a couple of weeks, but I did not announce anything up until I'd made something to show my results, because really one of the things with the 3D printer, in my opinion, if you can't use 3D CAD, if you can't create the things that you want to create, then they're useless. What are you going to do? Print a vase? So there's a lot of stuff that people design, and like, I'm not. But for me personally, I just wanted to be able to make stuff. So I taught myself the basics of 3D CAD in a day. It was just like my old sign writing program, but I've kept challenging myself to make different things, and I'm getting better every time I use it. And I'm pretty stoked at the way these have come out. Now, I haven't bought a cheap printer, certainly not the cheapest one you can buy. Apologies for the close-up on the fingers there, but the manifold for that, which is the housing for them, I'm actually quite happy with how that's come out. But yeah, so it's pretty good print quality out of this thing. But yeah, so I've messed around for ages with the settings to be able to reliably print these. I don't think you'd be able to print these with a cheap printer. So I've had a 3D printer for, like a filament printer, for about 8 years or so. And it was a bit of a cheap one, and I learned all the things that I needed to learn. And I've been without a computer for 4 years. I've just been using my phone for everything. So yeah, so I bought myself a computer, bought myself a 3D printer, and here's the result of it. This is the first thing. Trust me, there are other things in the works, but as I get through them, then I will announce what they are, if you know what I'm up to. So anyway, So this is what I'm up to. I reckon this is a bit of a game changer. I know some of the local racers that I race with who already have seen, I've shown these to. A few of them have asked if they can get some because they see the benefit in not having to make shims and being able to regular size them. So yeah, this will make life very easy for me going through Andy's cars and pulling shims out. So yeah, just thought I'd do this little update. I reckon that's a game changer. Thanks very much for watching. If you're new to the channel and you like this sort of stuff that I'm putting up, yeah, have a look through some other videos. There's some other stuff there as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And certainly at the dead minimum, just watch a few more. See what you think of my content. So I don't do news and reviews. So yeah, just something different to what most do. All right.